you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen's a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. Fair season in our area is almost here, and once again, the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake goes first. August 15th through the 19th, you can enjoy the Davis Shows Carnival, the Demo Derby, the Moses Lake Roundup, livestock, big and small, exotic animals, the FFA and 4-H projects, arts and crafts, a beer garden, dozens of activities for the kids, and musical entertainment. Hey, television family, good to see you again. Welcome to Thursday, 3rd day of August, 2023. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Beautiful morning, 66 degrees. Going to be a warm one today, topped off at 93. We'll be right around there, if not a little bit warmer now. Things have changed from the weather forecasting department. From the time we talked yesterday, it's going to be a subtle change. Well, we're going to go from lots of sunshine today to some clouds on Friday, lots of clouds on Saturday, and maybe a raindrop or two on Sunday, a badly needed raindrop or two. We could use the rain. I will trade clouds and rain for sunny and hot for a few days just to get us caught back up where we should be. We're way behind on our annual rainfall. Our annual precipitation total in the form of rain is not where it should be. Those details are coming up, but things are going to be a little different this weekend than we were originally anticipating. We'll give you those details coming up. We will have news. We will have sports. Mariners come from behind victory. Apple Sox lose with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the ninth. That race for this championship of the West Coast League's North Division second half is really getting tight. With just 4 games remaining in the back half of the program, Jamie Donegan producing and directing this year's Hot August Nights production of Kinky Boots. Opening night is tonight. Don't bother getting tickets for tonight. It's sold out. Jamie and the 2 principals, the 2 main cast members of Kinky Boots, will be my guest in the back half of the program. We taped it at the America Pack a couple of days ago. And Pause for Pets. Kimchi. I love kimchi. I'm a big fan of kimchi. Is a dog. And we will introduce you to Kimchi. Let's begin our tour with our Wenatchee Heights camera as the sun is creeping out over the bench in East Wenatchee. We're losing about a minute and a half of daylight now a day. We'll have 14 hours and 51 minutes of daylight. Sunset tomorrow will be at 8:30. Remember, on the first day of summer, it was a little after 9. So and we're losing daylight on both sides of that equation. Good morning to the valley from our Wenatchee Heights camera. Good morning to Wenatchee from our Badger Mountain camera. You can't quite make out Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval. There is racing, by the way, on Saturday night at the WVSO. Great view of Mission Ridge and the Squirrelchuck area. Wenatchee takes center stage. Can't really see a great deal of East Wenatchee. The bench kind of blocks our view, but a good view of the west side of the valley from our Badger Mountain camera. Omi Gardens is going to take us to the north side of town, taking a look at the Stimilk Complex. That camera isn't actually in Omi Gardens. It's actually about a half a mile away from Omi Gardens, but it's close enough that we decided just to call it that. Columbia River looks especially blue today, and most of the bugs are gone. When we went through these cameras about 10 minutes ago, there were bugs flying all over the place. They don't seem too prevalent right now. Lake Antiad looks placid. Well, it is a reservoir. I suppose it should be placid. It is smooth as glass. You can see the high clouds over the Wenatchee Valley, the high fluffies. And yeah, we are in for a change in the weather pattern. It's going to be, again, as I mentioned, it's going to be a subtle change, nothing really dramatic. But the National Weather Service sent us this slide, so we're sending it to you. Warm today, few high clouds. We're going to be well into the 90s. We could be mid-90s easily. It'll be warmer than it was yesterday. Then we'll start seeing a few clouds rolling in tonight. We'll have a mixture of clouds and sun on Friday, and that means the possibility of a thunderstorm for the Wenatchee Valley. Not a big chance, only about a 20% Friday and Friday night. Saturday, just cloudy, probably dry, still in the 90s. Best chance of measurable rain, badly needed rain, would be on Sunday, and that would be in the form of showers, not thunderstorms, so things are going to change. In fact, here are the details from the National Weather Service. One more sunny and hot day today, 94 after 93 yesterday. Pretty mild, 67 for the overnight low. It was 70 when I got up at 3:30 this morning. It has cooled down a little bit at 66 degrees. Friday, we'll start seeing the clouds thicken up. It'll be fairly sunny in the morning. As the afternoon progresses, some clouds will be poking in and out, playing tug of war with the sun. Maybe a thunderstorm, but again, not a big chance of that. Just clouds, probably dry on Saturday with a high of 89. Sunday is our best chance of rain. Bring it on, high of 92. And things will be fairly unsettled Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The air quality right now in Omak, because of the fire up there near Orville, is at 67. That's moderate, but that is expected to get better because the winds are going to be shifting and they'll be blowing from the south to the north, and that will blow smoke away from the Omak, Okanagan area back up towards into the Canada. So they're going to get some relief from the bad air up in Omak before this day is out. 5 minutes after the hour, grab a cup of coffee, come right back. We'll do your news. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Invite you to watch Network TV. I interview different guests in technology, entrepreneurship, business, education, and nonprofit. It's a bit of a variety show, and you never know who you're going to meet or learn about on Network TV. Tune in weekly to the NCW Life channel.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here. I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
Very pleasant morning. Sunshine, 66 degrees. Going to do it again today. Going to do it again for the most part on Friday. And some subtle changes to the weather. Some clouds rolling in, maybe a thunderstorm, and maybe even some rain on Sunday. And it's going to cool down a little bit too. 7 minutes after the hour, Senator Patty Murray was in Wenatchee on Wednesday to hold a roundtable with agricultural producers and executives while Congress tries to hammer out the 5-year farm bill. That massive spending and policy package has to be reauthorized every 5 years. The current bill expires on the last day of September. Now, neither the House nor the Senate has produced a new draft. Republicans in Congress are campaigning for cuts to food stamps and related farm bill programs. Patty Murray, a Democrat, told us after the meeting that the current farm bill is likely to be extended while negotiations continue.
I think it's going to be a real challenge. We only have a few weeks in session. The House doesn't come back till the second week of September, and both bodies have to pass it and come to agreement on everything. So we didn't stop working on it. We are continuing to work on it, but we need to get an extension of it so we can go past September 30th and resolve the final issues before the end of the year. Well, I am deeply concerned about some of the demands the House has in reducing funding for many of the critical programs that are really critical to our farmers here in Washington State, to our specialty crops and across the board, and to the SNAP program, which is essential part of the Farm Bill, always has been, and it has always had bipartisan support. But I hope they, like me, have gone home for their August recess, are talking to growers and farmers, producers themselves, and hearing the concern, and that will give us the impetus to get this done.
A town hall yesterday morning at American Legion Post number 10 in downtown Wenatchee brought all kinds of folks together. They're trying to connect Wenatchee veterans with state and federal health care resources. Among the speakers, 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier. Veterans affected by toxic chemical events in overseas conflicts are eligible for new and broader health coverage, but the deadline is August 9th. That new coverage is courtesy of the PACT Act, which Schreier supported in Congress and which became law last year.
This was such a big deal for us to pass. I can't even believe that there was a hang-up in the Senate when it came to passing this bill, because this is the right thing that we owe to you. That if you put your life on the line, you were exposed to toxins in the line of duty, whether that was Agent Orange or toxic burn pits, that if you were exposed to something that put you at high-risk disease and then you got something, we need to be extending a hand to say, we're going to help you, and you don't have to have the burden of proving a connection, which is darn near impossible to do. And so there is a list of 20+ diseases that we know are associated at higher rates in veterans, and those are just on the list. And if you have been diagnosed with one of those things, you will get care through the VA.
After a lengthy closure over a year, the newly renovated and secure entrance to the Chelan County Courthouse is now open. The secure vestibule offers a single point of entry for all the county offices in the 2 adjoining buildings. That includes the courts, both district and superior, the jail, the auditor's office, the treasurer's office. The work started in late 2022, was originally to be completed in June. All told, the new entryway cost the county about $1.5 million. The Moses Lake Police Department is instituting a new surveillance camera system. See if they can spot stolen cars. 20 license plate reading cameras built by the Flock Safety Corporation were installed in June. The idea to read license plates on passing vehicles and find out if those cars have been reported stolen. The cameras were paid for through a $50,000 grant. City officials say the volume of car thefts in and around Moses Lake is behind the decision. When a camera detects a stolen vehicle, it's designed to alert local police with the identification of the vehicle, its location, and the direction that is traveling in. And finally, on this Thursday, nobody likes to hit wildlife with their car. It's not good for your car. It's certainly not good for the wildlife. The Washington State Department of Transportation has been endeavoring to minimize deer versus automobile collisions. They're fairly prevalent in our area. I had a chance to talk to 2 specialists with the DOT.
Statewide, we've actually had a decrease in collisions, or at least reported wildlife carcass removals in the year 2022. We're down to just under 4,000 reported deer collisions in that year, where in previous years we were closer to 5,000. But locally, I can't say for sure if it's up or down, but this is a hot spot for collisions in general.
There's some things that lead to that. I mean, good migration routes. You've got readily available sources of water, good residential plants, farms right up against the highway. A lot of things like that play into that. A lot of traffic. And like you're saying, seasonally, we get a lot of hits around here seasonally, and some of that is migration movement. Deer's coming out of winter range into summer, spring range. You might get some patterns in traffic as well. Higher higher traffic around Labor Day and Memorial Day.
US 97, roughly between the towns of Riverside and Tonasket, is the worst wildlife vehicle collision area in the state, and that's based on carcass removal data collected by WashDOT and the Department of Fish and Wildlife Salvage Program. About 2019, 1 mile of fencing was installed at the only pre-existing bridge that could actually be functioning as a wildlife crossing. That's Janus Bridge over the Okanagan River. And that was part of a partnership between Conservation Northwest, WashDOT, the Department of Fish and Wildlife, the Confederated Tribes of the Colville Reservation, the Mule Deer Foundation, and several other groups to get that fencing in and limit the amount of wildlife vehicle collisions in that 1 mile stretch, and also guide the deer and other animals to that pre-existing structure. And since that fencing went in about 2019, it was late 2019, we've seen a 90% decrease in wildlife vehicle collisions within that 1 mile area, as well as thousands of safe wildlife crossings per year at that Janus Bridge structure. Sometime around October, we're going to be dealing with mating season for the deer, as well as migrations beginning back to lower elevations for the winter setting in. And so I think we're going to see increased potential for collisions between, October and November. And really we see increased collisions with deer through most of the winter. They're pretty active. I like to think, one thing that drivers can do to be a little safer is consider the side of the road like an extra lane on either end, and just monitor it as you're going. When you're changing lanes, act like it's another lane with vehicles that could potentially be in it, and just keep a lookout, because if you can see animals on the side of the road before they're making a dash across the road, you have a lot more reaction time, and even just a couple seconds can make a difference.
And that is the news on this Thursday morning. We'll have the news in its complete presentation with the NCAA Life Evening News at 5, 6, and 10, 5, 6, and 10 on television, also available to you to watch on the World Wide Web. You can go to our Facebook page, our YouTube page, our home page. Say hi to Paige if you want to. Doesn't matter to me. There's something out there that you think demands our attention, get a hold of us so we know what the heck's going on. We don't have a monopoly on these kinds of things. We tried. We couldn't afford it. Quarter after the hour, come from behind victory for the Seattle Mariners, and Bellingham comes from behind. Unfortunately, they were playing the Apple Sox. Sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCAA Life channel.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an Environmentally Green Dealership Award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new midsize Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Baseball, the Symphony, Super Oval, and graduations are all community events we're proud to bring you on the NCW Life channel. Coverage is made possible by Apple Valley Honda, Bob's Apple Barrel Bark, Castle Rock International Real Estate, Confluence Health, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Mini Blinds and More, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Walkabout Grill. A reflection of and spotlight on the communities we call home. The NCW Life channel.
18 minutes after the air, the Mariners rally. They were down 6 runs. They were down 3 runs, but they came back, all the way back. They take 2 of 3 from Boston, 6-3 to final yesterday. Jared Durant of Boston hit a 2-run home run off Seattle starter Logan Gilbert in the 3rd, added another run in the 5th. But then the Mariner offense got going, courtesy of Cal Raleigh in the bottom of the 6th.
10th pitch. It's a beauty. Giddy up, baby. Gone. Cal Raleigh continues to wreak havoc on Boston pitching. The Mariners are back in this game. It's 3-2. Red Sox. Home run number 17 from Big Cal. RBIs 44 and 45. That's a great at-bat. Hits number 10. Goodbye. 1-2 pitch from Blyer. Up the middle, base hit. We get a tie ball game. Tom's going to score easily. Murph getting to 3rd. There'll be no throw. Kane Barlow in his 1st big league pinch hit at bat delivers an RBI. We got a new ball game at 3-3. Broken bat. Oh, that works. A little collision. Cammy's going to get the 3rd. Nobody guarding 3rd. There's an opportunity. Wow. Julio with a broken bat. The 2/3 of the bat went farther than the ball did as Devers and Chang collide, and the Mariners have the lead at 4-3.
Julio's bat dies a hero, and I think that helped create a little bit more chaos there at 3rd base.
Big knock here would be huge. Runner goes. Julio goes the other way. Base hit. Julio's in full gear. Cabby scores, and Manny will hold him at 3rd. Gino knocks in another run, and the Mariners have a 5-3 lead. The streak lives. Julio with an RBI and Gino with an RBI in this inning. 2-2 pitch. Runner goes. Pitch taken outside. They're going to try to score Julio. Here's the throw to the plate. He beats it. He is in there. Haven't seen a Mariner club do that in a long time. And here we go. Munoz. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch from Mooney. Got him. That's the ball game. Mariners win it 6-3. And they pick up a full game in the wild card chase. They've jumped ahead of the Angels. And they pick up another come from behind victory for the Mariners, their 25th of the season. What a job done by the fellas here today.
Eugenio Suarez is swinging a really hot bat right now. He went 3 for 4, scored a run, had an RBI. Tom Murphy also 3 for 4 and a run. Mariners are on the road today in Anaheim. They get to take on Shohei Ohtani and the Angels. 6:38 first pitch on Root Sports Northwest. And by the way, Seattle leapfrogs LA in the standings after the Angels lost to Atlanta 12-5. The Astros edged Cleveland 3-2, and Texas remains a half game in front of Houston. They beat the White Sox 11-1, and the Dodgers beat Oakland 10-1. So there are your standings. Evan Canfield has been an ace out of the bullpen all year for the Apple Sox, but last night one mistake ended the game. Darrell Ruiz's heroics for Bellingham came when Wenatchee had come back, taking a 2-1 lead on Frankie Carney's RBI base hit in the 3rd. Izzy Lopez scored in the 5th inning. Tough loss last night. Here's our good buddy Storm and Joel Norman.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox fell in game number 2 of the 3-game set to the Bellingham Bells with a 3-2 score in favor of the home team on Wednesday night at Joe Martin Field. Darrell Ruiz launched a go-ahead home run, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 6th inning to erase a 2-1 Apple Sox lead. Wenatchee got 5 really good innings on the bump from Samuel Round as he tossed at least 5 innings for the 4th consecutive game, but he picked up back-to-back no decisions, both of them against the Bells. Wenatchee has dropped 4 of 5 games against Bellingham this season and looks to salvage the 3-game set when they face them again on Thursday night at 6:35 p.m. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joe Norman.
Wenatchee finishes their season series with Bellingham tonight at 6:35. Joel with the call live on Sunny FM. The 2 teams that are chasing us are the scores we're going to concentrate on. Victoria had 4 players collect 3 hits each. The Harbor Cats feasted on Nanaimo pitching. They win 9-5. And Kamloops, Kevin Van Coster and 3 relievers held Kamloops to a 5-hit shutout. Kelowna wins 10-0. So the standings are getting a little tight now because Victoria and Kelowna won. The Apple Sox lost. So the race for the second half title in the WCL North tightens even more. Wenatchee's lead is down to just a half game over the Harbor Cats and 2 games over the Falcons. And don't forget, Wenatchee finishes with 3 games at Kelowna over the weekend. The other scores in the West Coast League look something like that. So there you go. And finally, going to be a busy weekend for area hotels and restaurants. It's a huge youth soccer tournament in the Wenatchee Valley. Wenatchee FC Youth is bringing back the Wenatchee Apple Cup. It's Friday through Sunday. The director of coaching for Wenatchee FC, Neil Oyston, says it's the first time in a while they've had a chance to put this event on.
We actually haven't done this since 2018. So we've had a break for 5 years, obviously COVID, everything like that. But the first year we're now bringing it back. So we've got actually 85 teams coming to the tournament, which is probably about 1,400 players. Teams are coming from all across the state. Teams from Seattle, we've got teams from Spokane, Tri-Cities area, Yakima, far south as Walla Walla. And so they're all coming to Wenatchee. Friday evening, 4 o'clock is the first time, first kickoff. We're actually having our 7v7, 9v9 teams here at Foothills. Our 11v11 teams are going to be at 9th Street, they're going to be at the Apple Bowl, they're going to be at Triangle Park, and at Sterling over in East Wenatchee. And so it's just going to be a tremendous event. We expect, high quality soccer throughout the whole weekend. And it's just going to be a great event for the whole area. Local businesses, we've got a lot of sponsors, which Gary's going to speak about. So all in all, from Friday to Sunday, expected to be busy with some high-quality soccer. So
yeah, he mentioned Gary Hale. He's the program coordinator, and he says having all of these players and teams are going to be a big shot for the local economy.
Within the organisation, we've had to try and start from square one again, try and get there was no map to figure out how we do this tournament. And but the way the people have come together, and especially it's a wonderful town, Wenatchee, and the people have come together as usual, and we've got this thing up and running again, and it looks like it's going to be a success with 85 teams. The economic impact over a weekend for a small tournament like this is going to be quite a bit. A few $100,000 coming into the in the local economy, which is only a good thing for the city.
For more information, and by the way, they need volunteers, as you might imagine, go to the website and check it out. Man, those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday. I could have chosen Grab Some Nuts Day today. Today is National Clean Your Floor Day, but no, we're going to go with the summertime fruit staple that is watermelon. Try to avoid the fruit-related holidays, but I love watermelon. They've been cultivating watermelon since the 2nd millennium. That's impressive. Fun facts about watermelon, you can eat the whole damn thing. It's all edible. The insides, the seeds, the rind, you can eat everything. I know a person who actually, when they get a slice of watermelon, they eat the whole thing, including the rind, and not for me. Of course, watermelons got their name because they're about 91% by volume water. Thus the name. Watermelon is both a fruit and a vegetable. I don't know if you knew that or not. A couple of decades ago, seedless watermelons were rare. They were hard to find, and now 85% of all the watermelons sold in this country are seedless watermelons. You don't have to worry about them, even though you can eat the seeds if you want. Happy National Watermelon Day. Today in history at 26 minutes after the hour, they're on their way. Chris Columbus and the crew set sails for Spain, August 3rd, 1492. His first voyage to the New World, and of course, in October of 1492, they fell off the edge of the earth. There they go. The Santa, the Nina, the whatever, I forgot the names. There they go. They're on their way. Let us know, Chris. See you soon. On this date in 1492. The very first American intercollegiate athletic event ever. Rowing, Harvard versus Yale, the regatta. The very first boat race between Yale and Harvard. They've been doing it every year since. It's the very first intercollegiate sporting event. And now it's a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry. Somebody had to be first. The Harvard and Yale crew did those honors 171 years ago on this date in 1852. 102 years ago, one day after being found not guilty by a Chicago jury of throwing the 1919 World Series, the new commissioner of baseball, Kennesaw Mountain Landis, said, I don't care what the jury said, I am a one-man judge, jury, and executioner, and he bans 8 members of the 1919 Chicago White Sox from ever playing baseball again. Probably needed to happen. This was a scandal that almost ruined baseball, and the fact of the matter is the White Sox threw the 1919 World Series for money. Now they're out of the game 102 years ago today. An amazing baseball record finally came to the end on 90 years ago today. August 3rd, 1933. The Yankees are shut out by Lefty Grove, who, in my opinion, is the best left-handed pitcher ever, maybe the best pitcher ever. Yankees lose 7-0. It was the first time they've been shut out in 2 calendar years. They scored at least 1 run in 308 games in a row. No team has come within 100 games of breaking that remarkable record. The Yankees are finally shut out on this date in 1933. And happy birthday to the TRS-80. You can go to your local Radio Shack on this date in 1977, 46 years ago today, and buy yourself a TRS-80, the first mass-produced personal computer. Retail in 1977, $600. That comes out to about $3,000 today. Still have mine, use it every day. Birthdays at 28 minutes after the hour. We lost Tony Bennett, of course, last month at the age of 96. The great Tony Bennett, recipient of 19 Grammy Awards, a couple of Emmy Awards. But the music lives on. Tony Bennett, born in the state in 1926. Ramon Gerard Antonio Estevez, you know him as Martin Sheen, played President Josiah Bartlett in The West Wing, also in The Apocalypse Now. Martin Sheen is 83 years old today. Martha Stewart, 1 year behind. She is 82 years old today. Made millions, lost millions, made millions again. Happy 82nd to Martha. James Hetfield, the songwriter, the rhythm guitarist, the co-founder of Metallica. The guy can play guitar. Amazing rhythm guitarist. He is 60 years old today. And the greatest football player in National Football League history, Uriah Darby's favorite player, the GOAT, Tom Brady, is 46 years old today. Going to take a break. An opinion from my Mad Dog Nadia is coming up. Hot August Nights returns starting tonight. It's going to have a great run. Jamie Donegan is producing and directing. You'll hear from Jamie and 2 cast members of Kinky Boots coming up. At first, it's Pause for Pets. Kimchi the dog needs a home.
Hi, I'm Coralie with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Coordinator here. And this big, beautiful boy is Kimchi. He is our 7-year-old German Shepherd. He'll play with you, but then he'll also snuggle up with you at night and just want to be with you. He loves fetch, and he loves playing with the stuffed animals, and he loves scratches. He's just a really sweet boy. He just wants to love you. Because he's a little more mature, he knows a bunch of commands. So that is always a plus. He's also very smart, which, you know, if you know German Shepherds, it kind of comes with the territory, but he is definitely representative of his breed with that. He knows sit and stay and lay down, and a bunch of others. He gets along great with all of our dogs. He did come to us as a stray though, so since in those cases we don't know if they're good with cats, and that's a question we get a lot. But if you have another dog, he would love that. But you know, he also wouldn't mind being your only dog too. He's really active. He's older, but he's super active. Our volunteers love taking him on hikes, and he gets walks all the time. And yeah, he's just a sweetheart. If you would love to come and meet Kimchi, we are open Thursday through Tuesday, 11 till 6. And yeah, come and throw a ball for him.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located in East Wenatchee. Highlander Golf Course has added 2 state-of-the-art full swing simulators. Food and drink service is available from our full-service bar and grill, offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Indoor and outdoor seating available. Call Shalane, our on-site coordinator, to schedule your special event. Hybus Public Market is on the move to make parking, dining, shopping, and events an even better experience for our community. Check out the progress that has already been made towards the revitalization. The Westside project is well on its way, but we need your help to get over the finish line. All donations are greatly appreciated and can be made online at our website or in person at the business office. We want to thank those who have already partnered with us. You are helping make the place we love a better place for our community to meet.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I've heard people say, I don't care what other people think. Well, I've said it myself. I'll bet you've said it too. But let's be honest. I don't think there's any of us out there that really don't care about what other people think about us. Well, maybe psychopaths don't care, but whatever. I had to admit that I do care what other people think of me. However, what I've also come to realize is that even though I care what people think, I often don't care enough to do anything about it. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Hit the open roads this summer with Click It RV Superstore in Moses Lake during the Great American Sales Event. The best brands, Grand Design, Flagstaff, Thor, SMC trailers, and more. Over 1,000 RVs. Payments as low as $240 per month. $240 down. 0 payments until 2024. Up to $4,000 over JD Power for your trade-in. Plus, get a Traeger grill and Yeti cooler with purchase during the Great American Sales Event. Now at the Click It RV Superstore in Moses Lake. Off I-90 on North Frontage. Hurry in today.
Shoot, I think I left my keys in the kitchen. Can you grab them?
Yep.
Find out?
What's this?
It's a locking bag. It keeps Grandma's medication safe.
But I could just take it.
Well, for one thing, it locks. And if it were gone, I know there's a problem.
Huh. Well played.
Help prevent opioid misuse before it starts. Visit getthefactsrx.com.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Welcome back to the program. It was any number of years ago, a mutual friend of Jamie and I, Matt Cabin, who used to be the executive director here of the New America Performing Arts Center, said, this is stupid. Between mid-July through August, we just shut everything down, we turn off the AC, everybody goes to the lake. And Matt said, this is stupid, let's do something.
Yeah, actually Matt didn't say that.
Yeah, he said you were stupid.
Said I was stupid.
So Hot August Nights
no,
was born?
it actually was born when Don Fox, used to be the technical director here, and came to me and said, you know, this theater sits empty every summer, and they have to lay off a lot of the workers, and so Don and I came up with the plan to do a summer theater. We went to Matt, and Matt was all for it right away. He was very excited about it, but there were a lot of naysayers saying, you know, no one will come here to see summer theater when they can go 20 miles down the road to see Leavenworth Summer Theater.
And if you tell Jamie Donegan it can't be done, guess what? It's going to get done,
exactly.
Isn't it?
Yeah, so Matt gave us the opportunity. We jumped on it, and that was 10 years ago, believe it or not. And it's going very strong.
And it gives you a chance, Jamie, and some talented people, both in front of the stage and behind the scenes, to do something unique and different for the Wenatchee Valley, and that's the case with this year's August.
Exactly. We made a decision early on that we wanted to do the entire production on the stage. We knew we could seat 200 people easily. It's a bit of a challenge sometimes, but we wanted a more intimate theater experience, and to fill 525 seats every show, 10 shows, is a bit more difficult. And so to have a full house with 200 people up close, impersonal, and to use a different set design and seating arrangement every time we do the show. That was the goal. We wanted to show people of Wenatchee we have a more interesting vision of theater, and people have embraced it. They look forward to coming here and having the performers right in their face.
Why Kinky Boots? There's any number of shows you could have chosen. You chose this one, and it was your decision.
Yeah, we've been going down a path of trying to do shows that had bigger social messages, a little more on the edgy side. We don't want to compete with Leavenworth Summer Theater. That's its own entity, and we love that. But we wanted to do something that was different and something that was missing from the calendar here in town. And so when we started, we truly thought we were going to be playing to a younger crowd of people that felt like they didn't want to go see Sound of Music anymore. They'd seen it, they loved it, but they wanted to see other shows. And what we found was that the patrons, I would say a strong 65 to 70% of our patrons are older residents of Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, and they have embraced us completely, and that's been very rewarding for us.
Introduce the two leads for Kinky Boots.
Well, I just met these guys out in the alley over here.
Oh my gosh. So lovely to meet you.
This is Elijah Caldwell. Elijah is a professor at Marymount Manhattan College in New York City, along with my choreographer, Bethany Elkin. And it's been really an honor to have Elijah here with us. And 6 years ago, we had Mitchell Mateus here. He came in literally the second week of our production when someone dropped out of the show. He came in and took the role of the son in La Cage aux Folles, playing Matt Cadman's son. And he was currently one of Bethany's students at Marymount Manhattan College.
That's right.
And so we made a quick phone call. Mitchell's like, yeah. So he came out. We had an absolute blast. Since that time, he has been on the national tour of Kinky Boots, which is amazing.
But now does the role of Charlie, which he plays in your production.
No, he played, I think, Lola most of the time.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
Don.
He played the role of Don, which is kind of the tough guy and the one that is...
So he was typecast.
Yeah, of course. He's a total tough guy, yeah.
Well, let me start with you, Mitchell, because the first thing you'll notice if you come to the theater here for the show, you got the audience is right on top of you.
Yeah.
From an acting perspective, you don't have that disconnect that you would normally. If you're on stage and you're lit up from the front, you can't really even see the audience.
Yeah.
You can see everybody.
Right.
In this thing, from an acting standpoint, is that a different kind of challenge, knowing they can see every little facial expression?
You know, yes and no. I think it's good to. We know that they're there, and we know that we're gonna see them. But like, once we're in it, we've got a story that we're telling, so they could be right in front of me, or they could be 100 yards away, and just kind of do your thing. So that's just kind of how I think about it when I'm doing the show.
Without giving away the plot line too much, he inherits a shoe factory from his father. Doesn't really want to be in the shoe business,
Correct.
For that matter. You're familiar with the show, having been in the cast, but not as Charlie. Do you like your character, or do you even have to like your character to do it well?
Yeah, I mean, I think
question.
No matter the character that you play, whether it's the greatest person ever or a murderer, you have to find some way in and find the good in any character that you're playing. So yeah, I think there's plenty of things that you can say that Charlie's, you know, he's whiny or he's ungrateful, but you also have to, you know, say that he's a regular person and he loves people and he has relationships with people that he's created since, you know, he was a little child. So So yeah, you gotta find the good in every character, and I think there's lots of good in Charlie Price.
Audiences either love to hate a really nasty character, they like to see that, or they want to have an emotional attachment to a sympathetic character who grows as a human being.
Yeah.
Is that what you see yourself?
Yeah, exactly. There's moments of highs and lows. He's a human, so he's a great person, but he also has flaws, and you'll definitely see that in the show. But yeah, he's just like us. He's a normal guy who has flaws. So yeah. But
He inherits a shoe factory he doesn't want, and then everything changes when Lola steps into your life, and that's your role. You actually have two roles.
Lola Simon.
Yeah, let me ask you the first question. Same question I asked Mitchell. Again, very intimate stage, and very small stage, and they're right with you. The same question. Is it like, I can do this without having to make eye contact with people because I'm not used to doing that, being on a big stage in Manhattan? Now you're on a tiny stage in Wenatchee.
Well, this actually, I was saying to people, this is equivalent of an off-Broadway stage. And so most of my stage work has been off-Broadway. So it has been on stages like this where the show that got me my equity card, I was in an immersive theater moment. So I was in this choir that went out into the audiences, and we gave audiences food and drink and ate and sang. So this is not that quite that different. As well as I play piano bar, so I'm a piano bar pianist, and also a lot of my best friends are drag queens. So I'm used to this audience being right here with us, and audience responding, and audiences tipping money and things like that. So it's nice to sort of combine the role. It hasn't been that hard for me, if I can say that, humbly said, of combining both. Okay, yes, there's a story to tell, but also I have to entertain crowds. And it can't be like I'm putting it on. It has to be, I'm in it to win it. Once the train starts rolling, the train's gone. See you at the next station,
And you get to chew a lot of scenery.
I do get to chew a lot of scenery. I do get to have a lot of fun and very high heels and a pound of makeup, if you will. So it is a fun show, but it also, it pulls the humanity out of everybody. And I think that's one of my favorite parts is across the board. You get to see everybody's humanity and sort of, the things that you see in the news each day, you get to grapple with in a safe place, and you get to grapple with in a place that you get to ask, well, what if you do just get to accept someone for who they are?
And again, that is essentially the story here, but you're just going to have to come and see. The story itself is fascinating. The message that the audience takes home with them, Jamie, is more so, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you asked me why I picked this show. I picked the show because it has fun music, it has a good story. It wasn't until after I picked it that things in America started changing with regards to these topics that we are addressing in this show. And that made me actually have to dig deeper to find a message that I thought would be more unifying and not hitting anybody over the head, but really pulling people into the conversation. And
It doesn't hit people over the head. That's the whole key here. You're not.
No.
Yeah.
But it's always a more strength move to engage people and involve them in a conversation of getting to know your fellow humans, instead of saying, oh, you're that? No. Or we're this, you guys are out there. Nope. Yeah. Engaging. And this, oh my gosh, these guys both engage beyond anything I could have ever hoped for.
Talk about casting. How did these two folks land the roles that they did? Were they like no-brainers? We're doing Kinky Boots. I'm going to call Elijah, and I'm calling Mitchell, and we're doing it. Is that what you did?
Well, quite actually. We had a little bit of an evolution in the casting here. Initially, I had cast a guy that is from Wenatchee, Dimitri Smith. I don't know if you know his mom, used to work at the Wenatchee World, Jeanette.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, he did a lot of music theater stuff here in town, and Don Fox had the idea, because he had worked with him before, and bringing Dimitri in to do the role of Charlie. And Dimitri's currently living in LA. He's a professional musician. He writes a lot of music for Netflix and Amazon stuff. And He took the role. He was very excited about coming back and spending some time here this summer in the town that he's from. And then one of his shows really has blown up. And so they pushed the production of it. And so we're very excited for him. And then I called my friend Mitchell, who had just been on the national tour of Kinky Boots. And I said, would you like to do this? And he jumped on it. And so grateful. Yeah.
And?
Elijah?
Yes.
Elijah, when we first started talking about this role, I called Bethany, my choreographer, and truly, she is my partner in every Hot August Nights show. I wouldn't even do it without her. I have done it without her, but I don't want to do that anymore. She's just amazing, and she adds so much to everything that we do. And she said, I have just the person for this role. And so I was back in New York in February, and I met Elijah for the very first time. Immediately, I was like, you're right, he's great. And the rest is history. We brought a few of Bethany's students that just graduated, bringing Matson Williams and Lucas Moody came in as well. We like to bring a little handful of people in every time to just kind of shake things up. I think that I notice that we have an exceptional music theater community here in Wenatchee, but I noticed that the bar gets raised a little bit when you bring outside people in it, and it's not because anybody.
Members of equity.
Yeah.
That means you have to be good.
Yeah, I feel like everybody steps up their game, and that is something that Bethany and I both have noticed, and that's one of the reasons we bring people in. It's great. We go see shows that have a lot of the same people in it all the time, but bringing some fresh blood in elevates the experience.
You mentioned Bethany. My guess is there's a lot of choreography going on here.
There
lot
is.
of dancing,
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And
Quite.
Go ahead, Elijah.
Quite a lot, which is fun. We're doing it, well, yes, all of us actually at some point do it in heels. Myself and the Angels. So the Angels, I won't give them away, but you'll know who the Angels are when you come to the show. We are out here twirling and kicking and splitting
and singing
while we're at the same time and acting in 6-inch heels in a very and
crazy costumes
and let me tell you, we're doing it well.
And they're rocking it.
We're doing it well. But yeah, the dances, we get taught the dances, and I feel like we all look around and we're like, okay, hold on, let's breathe this in for a moment. But you can tell everybody goes home and practices it, and we come back and it just becomes magical. There's a moment, I think yesterday during the first run through, where we hit one of the numbers where I come into the factory, and it's the first time that I meet the factory workers and they meet me and the Angels. And there's one moment when we all do one part of karaoke that I'm like, karaoke, Jesus, excuse me, of choreography that it just, you feel the magic happen. You sort of feel us gel. Yeah. Now, of course, the show has to start before that point, but I do feel like at that point, okay, the show's in. We're off.
Have you become a better dancer in the last 10 days?
Yes. Bethany would hate me if I said that I was not a dancer before I came here, so I am. I am absolutely more comfortable dancing in heels, so that I have become a better dancer in that.
Right. I guess probably not.
No, I mean, I've always been a professional, very great dancer. No, that's not true. But yes, I mean, my calves have gotten a lot of work, that's for sure. Yeah. I'm in heels, but I have to go up and down a ton of steps.
Are you cramping up at night?
Only always, but eating lots of bananas and massaging my calves.
Drinking gin and tonics for the quinine only. Yeah.
Jamie, what
stuff
are the
like
challenges?
that.
This was a Broadway show, a Tony Award-winning Broadway show. What's the challenges of bringing a show that big with those kind of production numbers into a stage in a theater this small? Did you just everything shrink down? Or?
Actually, it's everything I love. When you can take a big show and make it more intimate and more meaningful by doing that, that's everything that I love to do. And this show wasn't initially a big dance show. It had a lot of movement, but it wasn't really a dance show. And Bethany said, oh, this is going to be a dance show. So I like it. The dances aren't forced. They're natural. They come out of the celebration of particular music pieces. So it's organic and it's not forced at all. It's really good.
And my guess is it probably simplifies certain things. The set, I mean, we're in the shoe factory and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That probably helps a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we move around a little bit, but for the most part, we are in a factory.
Let's give the backstage folks some love. I always do that every time we talk theater with Jamie or anybody else, because there's a whole bunch of people, a whole raft full of people who you never get to see on stage.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't show up. This doesn't happen.
Right. Well,
send out love to those folks.
Don Fox, who was my producing partner for all of the Hot August Nights shows, along with the Pact, this past year had to bow out as my producing partner. He's running a big theater over in Silverdale near Bremerton, and he's just like, I can't devote the time to both of these things. Although he did call me yesterday and say, I really miss you. And that made me feel good. So Don designed the set. Mike Locke is now building the set with his entire crew, which is amazing. He's doing the sound and lighting design as well. We have Domingo Gonzalez as our music director, and he put together an awesome band this year. He always does, but he's just, I mean, this crew, this whole group are super nice people that are devoted to creating something that is special here. And we have created something. Alex Haley does all of our publicity for us and marketing for us. And I love walking down the avenue and seeing the digital sign lit up with Kinky Boots on and the big thing in the window and the banners going down the streets. And everybody brings a layer to what we're doing here. And it takes all of us to do that. Every single one of us.
Correct.
We couldn't do it without all the others. And so we're lucky, and including you guys, when you come and do these interviews for us, you are a part of our puzzle as well. And we're very fortunate. This show is a hot ticket, apparently.
Yeah.
We're excited about that, but I think we're a little over 80% sold out already. We don't even open till Thursday. So this is going to be a sellout show. But meeting with the newspapers, the radio, personalities, and Mike Magnotti, doing these. Now, you're not putting you in the same level with Mike. I know you'll be there someday. It's
that may be the funniest thing you've ever said, Jamie.
But it takes a village, truly. It takes everybody.
One last go around. We'll cut you loose because we're running out of time. Mitchell, I'll start with you. Opening night is Thursday the 3rd. 2 minutes before curtain rises at 7:28. What are you doing? What's your mindset? Are you trying to remember your last lines? Are you meditating? What are you doing?
I am getting in the zone, drinking as much water as I possibly can because I have very few times to drink water. Doing some lip trills and just grounding myself and focusing in, getting ready to do this 2-hour show because there's no stopping.
Elijah, same question. 7:28 on Thursday night. You're 2 minutes from in a packed house. You're 2 minutes from going on stage. Where we got?
Makeup, first outfit, hair, water, bathroom, because there are a lot of things that I have to wear. Don't have a lot of time for a bathroom. And then I grant myself, I have this phrase, acting is living and behaving truthfully and fully under imaginary circumstances. So what that does is remind me that I am showing up to bring my artistry and my humanity. So that's actually the last thing I say before I step on stage to do my show. And it just grounds me and reminds me that I am here. I'm here with others, and I'm collaborating, and we're making art.
Jamie, last question goes to you. You're the director, you're the producer. Once the show starts, you can't say, wait, stop, I want to do, we're out of position here, let's do that scene. You don't get to do that, my friend. The show is the show, it's going on. Any between show tweaks, or you just let your folks be your
There
folks?
will always be tweaks, and that's kind of the beauty that I tell my cast, that I will give tweaks on the last night. If I see something and I go, oh, if they just did that, this moment is going to open up. And so I never have any qualms. But we ran the show last night for our first dress rehearsal. We have 2 more dress rehearsals. I didn't stop the show. I just let it run. Yeah, there were a couple things that went a little awry, but nothing major. And I thought, wow, we could open tomorrow.
Well, they're opening on Thursday.
Yes, they are.
And it runs for quite some time. But as Jamie already mentioned, tickets are selling like hotcakes. And I mean, literally like hotcakes. You can't even handle them anymore. They're so hot, you can't put them in your hand. It is Hot August Nights. It is Kinky Boots. Music and lyrics by Cyndi Lauper. The book by Harvey Firestein. It won a whole bunch of Tony Awards, and it's right here.
Best musical.
Big City. Best musical. And it's right here. And don't take my word for it. Buy tickets. Jamie, it's good to see you.
It's a great
Break
story.
A leg.
Thank you.
Welcome to the big city.
Thanks.
Yep. Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We will be right back.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you're all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Another beautiful summer morning. It is lots of sunshine, 70 degrees, leading our temperature parade. Not surprisingly, afraid of 75 already. We've got some good news for you folks in Omak. It's already 73 up there. You've been dealing with some moderately dirty air, and it's not too bad because of the Eagle Bluff fire up near Orville. But the winds are going to shift. Not a lot of winds, but the winds are going to shift a little bit. And it's going to blow from the south to the north, and that's going to blow the smoke away from the Omak-Okanagan area and back up towards the fire into Canada. So there is some relief in sight, we think, if this wind pattern pans out as the National Weather Service is predicting. You could get some relief from the it's moderately dirty air to the north of us on the Highway 97 corridor. And there is a change coming. A bit of a different forecast than what we had 24 hours ago. What's going to happen? Well, let me walk you through it. From the National Weather Service, it's going to be a subtle change. We're going to do it again today. It's going to be sunny and hot, 94. We had 93 on Wednesday. We'll be there again today, if not more. So it's going to be a subtle change. It's going to start basically Friday afternoon, quite a bit of sunshine Friday. And then a shortwave trough is going to push that big ridge of high pressure. It's going to get shoved off to the east over the Dakotas, and that's going to allow some short waves to rotate into our area, and that means unsettled weather with a chance of rain at 40% on Sunday, and I'm all for that because we need it. That's it for us. I'm off tomorrow. See you Monday. Bye.
Amazing places to visit. That's me, Elizabeth, and today I'm brushing up on my history knowledge with my friends Winter Grace Williams, Rob Pinkston, and Jennifer Veal. We'll start in Athens, Greece.
So we just started a 15-minute walk up to the Acropolis. It's really, really hot out, but I'm super excited to get up there.
After seeing so much history in Greece, it's time to meet up with one of my best friends in Lisbon, Portugal.
Can you believe we were just at the oldest coffee shop in Europe?
It is really cool. There's so many old buildings here. You can really feel the history.
I know, right?
And speaking of historic capitals, I couldn't miss this chance to visit one of my favorite places, Washington, D.C.
So right now we're at the Tidal Basin, and to give you an idea around where we are, over there is the Martin Luther King Memorial.
Welcome to Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World, Classic Capitals.